So I saw a video the other day by Metatron where he was debunking. I feel he did a good job, but I think you know my view is clear that if everybody's saying the same thing, we need to be cautious. Um, that TikTok girl who said that Rome didn't exist, right? And I thought he did a good job. And specifically, like, I found other people not doing a good job, so I was like, wait, I know about Metatron, let's go see what he says. And I think he did a good job. But I do feel like he spent too much time talking about how his criticism is not a criticism of the person, it's a criticism of the idea. Now, I was bought into this for a very long time. And then eventually I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Because what ends up happening is when a person is that adamantly professing something, the idea is integral to their ego. It is part of their personal identity. So there is not, for them, there is not a separation between themselves and the idea. There, it doesn't make sense on their own terms for you to attack the idea but not the person. So I came to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't care. If it looks like what I'm saying is ad hominem, that's fine with me, right? So, like, if I say, instead of, oh, that's a stupid idea, or you're being stupid, if I say, you're stupid, and it's all in the same basic context, right? Like, we're talking about, you know, somebody thinking Rome didn't exist. Um, and you say, well, that's a stupid idea. Or, you're being stupid about this. Or, well, you're stupid. There's not really a difference between any of those. Really. Because somebody who is professing this idea that adamantly has tied their ego, their identity, with that idea. That idea is part of who they are. So if you attack that idea, you are automatically attacking them anyway. So what are you protecting? Right. So, like, yeah, sure, it sounds good that you're attacking the idea but not the person, but you can't actually do that. And since you can't actually do that, why try? I mean, like, why make a big effort about it? Why make a big scene over this is how I'm trying to do this? I don't get it, because ultimately, what the hell's the difference? What this appeals to is, basically, it appeals to stupid people. Like, people who are actually stupid, right? Which is half of the population of the human species, a below average intelligence, who don't want to be called stupid. Which is kind of silly, because half of people are below average height, and it's offensive to call them short sometimes. Or half of the population is above average height, it's offensive to call them tall. Like, it's offensive to note things about people. Right? It's offensive to note that I'm a man, not a woman. Now you're running into really stupid problems. You're being stupid. And if you're adamantly sticking to all of this, yeah, you're stupid. Ultimately, like, that's how I see it. So when you see me talking about shit and I'm just like, oh, he's stupid, uh, that's the context. Like, if you're holding to to ideas that are dumb, like, for instance, there's some paradox, and you're one of the people who's like, no, 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 it's a paradox, you don't understand. You're fucking stupid, right? Because a paradox means that you fucked up. You did it wrong. You made a mistake. You don't understand what you're talking about. So anybody coming in offering a solution to the paradox understands better than you what's happening. Unless it's a specific solution where you're like, no, 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 that's a really naive way to look at it. Look, we can very quickly demonstrate like that solution isn't actually a solution. Sure, like those exist. That's fine. But like for instance, the Fermi paradox is such a stupid paradox that it's been it's been resolved in about 1,000 different ways, but people are still like, "Oh, it's so fascinating, the Fermi paradox. I don't understand why are there no aliens everywhere?" It's been explained to you 400 different ways, and you're still just like, "I don't get it. Nobody knows." Dude, you're stupid. It's not about the argument. It's about you being stupid. Right? This is a case where somebody who is holding on to the idea that some paradox is profound, they're actually stupid. It's not about their argument because they don't have one. What argument are they clinging to? That because somebody made a mistake along the line and this is the only thing that they ever came to understand, the paradox, well, that it must be true. That's solipsistic bullshit. They're stupid. They don't even have an argument. Like, if you really outline it, there's not even an argument there to attack. They're just actually stupid. And this is a common thing. People defending paradoxes, right? Right? So, like, another one, quantum gravity. Like, like, how do you get relativistic gravitation to work with quantum mechanics? And what is happening at the center of a black hole? And you have people like Susskind offering actual solutions and like standing firmly by them. What? When it doesn't resolve the problem. So you retain the paradox, but you've also claimed to understand how it works to a degree that anybody coming in rejecting the paradox, offering a solution to the paradox, you see them as a whack job. That's objectively stupid. You can't, it's more effective to attack the person than the argument at that point. Because you need to get people to stop following this stupid person. Right? So, yeah, this is why I'm not necessarily very careful about this, because the way that it works is not everybody can understand everything. Right? This is why we trust experts. This is why the scientists are somewhat worshipped, because they are supposed to be the intellectual elites, the people with the expertise, the people with the knowledge, the people with the skills. And often, I'm not denying that they are, I'm just saying that sometimes they're not. Yeah, so it's not weird to take like some random 4-year-old and be like, oh, well, he's not going to be building rockets tomorrow because he doesn't understand it. That's kind of an attack on the person. That person is not currently wise enough, intelligent enough, educated enough. He's too stupid right now to do that. It's not an insult. It's not a slur. It shouldn't be offensive. It's just true. Why is everybody getting their panties in a bunch over this? You're not understanding. If you're offended by being called stupid, if you're offended by your ideas being pointed out as stupid, and you don't understand the difference between those two, you're stupid. And if you don't understand the difference between those two, what's the point in me worrying about differentiating those two? There is no point, because me attacking the argument versus me attacking the person isn't actually different. Your ego is tied to the argument. And that's why people find it offensive to be called stupid. right? Because they attach their egos to the argument. So ultimately, the reason that we're worrying about not attacking people for being stupid is the thing that demonstrates, once you think about it, why it doesn't matter. Anyway,